I'm Dr. Biaggi, and this is your Musicology Smackdown. Girls just want to have fun, even if it means producing an ill-advised blues album. Well, I suppose when you've sold 25 million records worldwide and have the support of every homosexual that has ever walked the earth, you can pretty much do what you please. This week, 80s icon and gay rights activist par excellence, Cyndi Lauper, releases Memphis Blues, her 11th studio album, and reason number one for Cyndi Lauper drag impersonators to stock up on suspenders, bowler hats, and moonshine. And by moonshine, of course, we mean Cristal. Who would have thought that a girl born in Queens to an Italian-American mother would have become such a worldwide phenomenon? By all accounts, she should be 300 pounds, wearing hair curlers and a muumuu, rolling brajol, and screaming out the window at someone named Lorraine. But she kind of cut loose early on. When Lauper was a kid, she started dyeing her hair different colors and listened to artists like Judy Garland, Billie Holiday, and Ella Fitzgerald. Lauper, however, sounds like none of them. Still, she must have been influenced by their collective feistiness, leaving home at 17 to strike out on her own. After that, she started singing in New York clubs and covering songs, getting discovered in 1981 by someone who noticed her potential when the bitch sang in 4 octaves. For those of you who have no idea what that means, it's basically the sonic equivalent of fisting. In other words, it requires a bit of doing, and somebody might get hurt. Lauper's 1983 debut, She's So Unusual, became a worldwide hit, and with songs like Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Time After Time, it's no wonder. It was suddenly also clear, girls just do want to have fun, and time does come after time. Although it kind of detracts from the zen simplicity of the thing when you realize that the title of that song comes from a 70s sci-fi movie about H.G. Wells and his time machine. Bummer. Perhaps her most notable activism work, however, is for the gays. Obviously, they need another brassy broad with a little moxie on their side. Lauper's Ballad of Cleo and Joe was about the complications of a drag queen's double life. Brimstone and Fire was about a lesbian relationship. Say a Prayer was written for a friend who died from AIDS. She's also made appearances on Queer as Folk, and just a couple of years ago headlined the True Colors Tour for gay rights awareness. The tour was a veritable who's who of the gay world, including Rosie O'Donnell, the B-52s, Joan Jett, the Indigo Girls, Joan Armatrading, Regina Spektor, Tegan and Sara, Wanda Sykes, and Queer Eye for the Straight Guys, Carson Kressley. All that was missing was a parade of trannies led by RuPaul. But come to think of it, Tina Turner was there, so it was essentially the same thing. Lauper, however, is married to a hot male jai-alai player. So if she's not a gay woman, at least she might be able to claim she's a gay man. Her latest solo release is a blues album recorded in Memphis called, enigmatically, Memphis Blues. A covers album, it features legitimate blues giants like B.B. King, Johnny Lang, Charlie Musselwhite, and Alan Toussaint. Tracks like the swaggering Just Your Fool, the slinky Shattered Dreams, and the melancholy How Blue Can You Get convey the kind of down and dirty grit we haven't yet heard from the pop doyenne. In fact, all the songs were recorded on the first take, warts and all, and on an A-track, to give an older, authentic sound. And by older and authentic, however, we also mean off-key. Well, it may sound like poop, but you gotta hand it to the girl for trying. And with most of her audience now sporting fake boobs and lashes, good for her for keeping it real. So this is Dr. Biaggi saying, this girl is having fun all right, so turn it up.